NYPD is now beefing up its presence at subway stations around the city. Officers have been spotted handing out subway safety flyers to riders.
It comes as the city responds to a growing number of violent crimes on the subway, and the MTA is also considering some other options to make subways safer. CBS News' Jenna DeAngelis live in Times Square. And Jenna, how are riders responding to some of these changes already in place?
Well, Chris and Cindy, speaking with commuters, they're happy to see these changes, especially more officers, but they want to see it yield real change when it comes to crime. And on those flyers you mentioned, we're told they'll be handed out at about 24 subway stations, including here in Times Square today.
I get very nervous.
Subway riders say lately it feels like history is repeating itself, and not in a good way.
I came to New York in the late 80s, and I actually kind of feel like it's all the same thing is all over again.
The latest NYPD data shows transit crime is up 41%.
There's definitely a real problem on the subway. You know, I think after the pandemic, with people not riding, but there definitely could be more of a police presence.
Not only can you expect to see more cops in transit, officers will be handing out flyers in a safety awareness campaign at 20 different stations, including Times Square. Plus, as part of its larger plan, the city and state is adding cameras on train cars and focusing on helping the mentally ill.
I'm sure having a little bit more security around is going to help, but I don't think it's going to make a drastic difference in the stories we hear.
One of those stories, an attack last Friday. A man was pushed off a Brooklyn subway platform at Wyckoff and Myrtle Avenues. We spoke with the victim's brother.
We've been taking train our whole lives. We lived in New York City our whole lives, and now we're afraid to leave the house to do something so simple as to go to work. It's scary.
Police arrested Lamal McCray for that incident. Sources say he has 24 prior arrests and served time for attempted murder. According to the NYPD chief of transit, overall arrests are up 65% from last year. Gun arrests in the system are up 28%, and there's a 241% increase in arrests for carrying weapons.
Thousands of additional officer tours weekly. Up to 300 stations will be manned at peak hours, and additional train runs will be made.
MTA Chair Jenna says he's hoping more will be done at the state level to protect riders and its workers.
We are continuing to push in Albany for more aggressive penalties for people who attack MTA workers.
The Daily News is reporting that Lieber is calling on judges and district attorneys to help ban certain criminals from the subway system by enforcing an existing law that's in place. We're live in Times Square. Jenna DeAngelis, CBS 2 News.
Jenna, thank you.